welcome back to another episode of You Reaching or Teaching, where we talk about hoops on and off the court, from our hometown to across the water. I'm your host Derek, and with me I got my co-host Aaron. So if you haven't already, go ahead hit the. If you're watching this, go ahead hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening, go ahead give us a rating on our on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and leave a review as well. But Aaron, what's good, my boy? How you been?
I'm good, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not happy with the Steelers Browns game last night, but it's always the Browns, bro. It's
Talk about it.
always the
Always,
Browns.
always. That's
uh,
how you feeling about that?
I honestly think that it was good for us. Like it was one of those losses where it's like, all right, we gotta this we weren't won't nobody blame. Probably Mike Tomlin, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, we just gonna come next time better because we got the Bengals, and they ain't too good neither, but we can't underestimate them because this could be Joe Burrow game. Well, is he back?
Oh, that's a great question. I'll have to look into that.
Okay, like this could be another one of them games where it's like, all right, we underestimated them, and then we lost like 17-3. So I think that this is gonna be good motivation moving forward.
Yeah, I just know what it is. Whereas y'all can beat the Ravens every year,
Every year.
then lose to the Browns. That's never really. There's only really only contended. Well, not really contended, but made some noise last year. Like they haven't been nothing in the past 20 years or so. So
Bro, like Lamar hasn't beaten us since what, 2019?
yeah, and it's been a while.
Like that's crazy. Like we can beat the two-time, probably about to be three-time MVP, but we mess up with Cleveland. Okay. All right.
Oh, we get it. Oh, we get it. Sticking on football, how you feel about the NFL having Christmas games, knowing that that's NBA season. Y'all got Thanksgiving,
uh,
we got Christmas. Now y'all want to take both?
I think it's because it's a money thing. Like if I'm just being real, it's a money thing. Like the NFL knows that they don't need to have a game on Christmas. Like Christmas Eve would have been fine, in my opinion. Christmas Eve is okay, but not Christmas Day. Like that's the NBA's day. But that's just the NFL being the NFL. It's a money driven league, and it's always going to be a money driven league. So any opportunity to make money, oh yeah. So now the NBA viewership is going to go down again for Christmas games, and a lot of people going to be watching football again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough because I was thinking, it's already bad that we already having conversation of why viewership is going down this year for the NBA. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna stand up for the NBA because I'm a basketball fan more than a football fan. Um, we can't we can't be blind to the fact that the NFL does numbers regardless.
Yep.
So having them on Christmas and then having them on Thanksgiving and now Christmas and y'all having that on Netflix. And then we already had the conversation about the streaming platforms. And like you saying, business is business. And then you having Beyonce perform at a regular
Regular
game,
game.
not even a playoff game, not even the Super Bowl, a regular playoff game. So now if this becomes a tradition, what Adam Silver gonna need to put his head on. Like he need to call somebody because
Uh,
this ain't gonna work. And
no,
then
Adam Silver need to step
you already
down.
talking about just like who's going to be that next person like face for the NBA, and we don't have that. Like, of course, the NFL got Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
They got Patrick Mahomes over there. Then you got Barkley fucking jumping over people backwards and shit. Derrick Henry as just a fucking animal. Like, no disrespect to NBA players, but the NFL been making some noise. Like,
They have been. They've been making some
so
noise. They've been getting some attention. It's just like, damn, man. That's all you can say is, all right, how are we
yeah,
gonna reallocate this?
that's gonna be tough.
It is gonna be tough.
I just want to see the numbers that come from it because I
Me
already know
too.
like cause y'all it's some great games happening. Who's playing? Do y'all play? No, y'all do not play. Yes, y'all
No,
do.
we know we do.
Yeah, y'all play the
We play the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yep, y'all play the Chiefs, and then the
You
Ravens
know,
play the
that's
Texans.
but I say, but both of them games gonna get a lot of viewerships because if I'm being completely real, I'm watching that game with the Chiefs because if we can beat the
Yeah,
Chiefs,
and let me look
hey,
at let me try to find the NBA right quick.
oh, so we jumping right into Christmas Day then.
Yeah. So you got Lake. Well, that's a late game. So the first game, Spurs Knicks. Yeah, people are not really gonna watch that.
Nah,
That's
Knicks fans gonna watch.
yeah, of course. But yeah, once the NFL game come on, it's a wrap. Then you got
Hmm.
Timberwolves and Mavs at 2:30. Yeah, NFL gonna take over that.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Then the next game you got the 5 o'clock. You got 76ers and the Celtics. That would have been a great game.
But
Like we see how 76ers is doing right now. So yeah.
man,
Next game is us, Lakers and Warriors. That's 8 o'clock. Well,
that'll get some
games
views.
probably be NFL games probably be over by then, or just
Yeah.
just ending. So it won't really affect those late games. But those first three games, yeah, it's a wrap.
Oh
The
yeah. Like not even being biased as Lakers fans, just being real. But that game is gonna probably do the best out of Christmas because it's LeBron on Christmas Day, Steph on Christmas Day. The Warriors been doing good. Stuff that's happening with Draymond. I think that game is gonna have the best viewership out of all
yeah,
those games on Christmas. No
oh yeah,
bias, no
for
bias.
sure, for sure.
It should have been the Sixers and Boston game, like you
Yeah,
said. It should have been that.
and the Nuggets that game probably won't be as much, especially because KD out and
Yep.
Nuggets. I mean, the Suns been on like a losing streak since
Hmm.
he's been out. But yeah, we get into that later. I did
Hmm.
want a different sport right quick. Tyson Paul fight. Thoughts? 30
Trash.
seconds go.
That's it. Trash, garbage, never do it again. James Paul is not a legit boxer. This is just all entertainment. Point blank,
Man,
period. That's it. This is
look,
all
man.
entertainment.
All I'm gonna say to it is, man, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind.
That's fair.
I don't care. Look, people may not call him a boxer or this and that, but he still got a professional record. So I don't. So you got to say
Duh.
what you got to say. He's making the most money in boxing. Like, bro,
Or
only one
okay.
probably doing more is Canelo. I don't
Okay,
even
so,
think
so I
Tank.
got a
I don't
question.
even think Tank doing those numbers like that. That's crazy.
Okay, so if I only compete at WrestleMania, is that the same as a superstar, WWE superstar who's competed on Raw, SmackDown, and all the other events?
Well, I look at it as I look at WrestleMania as the Olympics.
Fair.
we
Okay.
we train we that's the event we want to get to. That's the event that we want to main event. So
And yeah,
even if I don't show up on Raws back there or NXT or AEW or any of them other ones, I'm at the biggest moment of my sport right now.
like it's
So
it's it's like that's fair. It's just I have a hard time seeing him as a legit boxer because you're
oh,
not
that's
Ali, you're not
yeah.
Frazier, you're not Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
it's like he has skills. Like that's fair to say he has boxing skills.
Yeah, he'll never be in those conversations, but I think that's his fault.
Yeah.
But that's the lane that he carved out himself. So if if he would never get discussing those boxing conversations, that's on him because he chose those opponents and everything like that. But I think it was a great business move. The women's fight before that was
That
amazing.
was good.
Katie Taylor and Amanda.
That was very good.
I think Amanda got robbed, but back to Tyson and Paul. I mean, me, I'm all with the conspiracies. I'm all with the rig. But I'm on the other side of things. I'm looking like, of course, I think Mike can still knock that nigga out, but I was even if it was rigged or not, I said I was going with Jake Paul because
Yeah.
I was just his leg. And Roy Jones was killing me. Like Roy Jones should have shut the fuck up doing that fight. His legs, I don't like Mike legs. I don't like Mike legs. Shut the fuck up, boy. I don't want to hear that shit the whole fight. Well, we see it, man. We know he can't move like he used to, man. He not 30 no more. He not 20 no more. So it's like, man, it is what it is. But
Yeah,
just
like
go
Tyson's
get your
almost
money.
60.
Yeah, go get your money. But he was taking the hits. So you already know you still can't fuck with Mike. You ain't gonna drop Mike. You can't drop Mike. Yeah, nah.
He's just an animal.
Yeah,
He
Mike
is.
different. Mike different, man.
I just
Uh
it just feel like anybody can get a boxing match.
yeah.
It really do.
Hmm.
Like why if Nick Young and D'Lo get a boxing match in the next year, that's gonna put up numbers. That
How you feel about Shaq dissing Dwight again when Dwight asked for a boxing celebrity boxing match?
Look, Shaq sometimes
Shaq gotta let the
needs
hate go, man.
Shaq got to do what sometimes Bernie Mac called shutting the fuck up, because we get it. You have a big ego like yourself, Shaq. We see it. We got it. Cool, but Lord have mercy, let it go. It's like I hate the phrase let it go because sometimes people have valid feelings. But in this instance, Shaq, let it go. Like you and Dwight need to stop. Because even Dwight was talking about how y'all used to be cool.
Right.
You don't know what happened. But
So he got mad over the name Superman, but then now he want to give him the name Superman.
no, he gave it to Giannis
But that what
like
he said. That what
2 years
he said.
ago.
That what he said on the post. He was
Oh
like,
yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he said you only got one championship. Only rock. I'll stick with Grunt, real champion. So, come on, man. He only asking
Yeah.
to fight. This ain't got nothing to do with basketball.
No. And
And
this
I
is what
promise
happened.
you, the numbers. You'll probably get the same numbers if you fight Grunt did with Dwight Howard, just because of the history behind y'all. And
Exactly.
no disrespect, I got my money on White.
Same.
I got my
Same.
money on Dwight.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just like Shaq just gotta realize, bro. This is why people say that you're a hater. Because sometimes he be giving valid criticism and then he do stuff like this, and then now it's just all hate.
Hmm.
It's like, come on. Like, just let it go.
Yeah,
Just
he
let it
definitely gotta
go.
let it go, man. Let the hate go. Uh, quick women's basketball. They had the WNBA draft lottery. So, excuse me. So the first pick, Dallas Wings. Second pick, LA Sparks. Third pick, Chicago Sky. Fourth and sixth is Washington Mystics. Fifth is the Golden State Valkyries. Seventh, New York Liberty. Eighth, Indiana Fever. Ninth, Seattle Storm. 10th, Chicago Sky. 11th, Minnesota Lynx. And 12th, uh, Phoenix Mercury. So that's the draft. I'm not sure when the draft is next year.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure either.
but sticking on women's, they did start another professional league, pretty much a 3-on-3 league, full court, not the same size as a regular court, kind of compressed. I think Lexi Brown also mentioned that they have a one-on-one section of that league as well. So six teams total. And I think six different players. It's mixed of different WNBA players. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, especially with some of the combinations that they have on the different teams. So I think it'd be interesting, and I'm glad it's another way that they can make money over here,
Mm-hmm.
not having to go
Yeah.
overseas and everything like that. So
Yeah.
I think it'll turn out good for them. How you feel about it?
I think it'll be better in the long run. Like the first few years is gonna struggle.
Hmm.
But I think that in the first few years, that's when it's going to definitely build its rapport. So I say give it about 7 years. It's probably going to be a lot more profitable and a lot bigger than what it is. Like it's going to be than its first few years.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel that. Um, Next in the news, Juju Watkins, shout out to her. She reached 1,000 career points already. Only took her 38 games.
Wow.
It was tied. So it was tied for fourth fewest games in D1 women's basketball history, but it was the fastest in the Big Ten history. So
Wow.
passing Caitlin Clark. So
She probably will. Real talk.
oh,
She
definitely,
probably
definitely,
like
especially
she
because
has a great shot.
especially based on the rules. Um, women's basketball have where she has to stay in college, she's definitely going to get that unless they change something where she can go to the league earlier than
Hmm.
when she can. Then yeah, she that's easy work for Juju. The game
Yeah.
is too easy.
Yeah. So it's what was I gonna say? Not the world is hers. We can say the world is hers. Yeah, like yeah.
Pretty, yeah. I mean, at this point, that's what it looked like, and she's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Just a sophomore now, so she averaged 27 last year as a
Hmm.
freshman. Got to what, like the final? What was it? Elite Eight.
I think it was the Elite Eight. Yeah.
Yeah, got to the Elite Eight. So that's major.
That is major.
Major as a
That is very
freshman, leads
major.
your team to the Elite Eight. So and you picked up a potential where you got transferred a potential top two, top three pick in the next draft and Kiki.
Hmm.
So yeah, that I think USC they can definitely make some noise this year. I think outside of South Carolina, of course, UConn, they're a good favorite.
Oh yeah, like number one, I'm going with UConn number one, but then USC I'm going with for number two.
Yeah, so that's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, but she's gonna have a wonderful college career. God, please be with her. Don't have no crazy injuries, nothing like that. Knock on wood, all of that. Like just
Facts.
I don't want her to have a no offense to Paige, but it's like Paige been hurt a little bit, so that's
Hmm.
been like stunning some of her accolades that she can achieve too. So don't want none of that.
No, facts. Facts. So so moving on over to men's basketball. A couple shout outs before we get into some topic. Well, not necessarily shout out, but announcements.
Mhm.
Um Rodney Hood retiring after 8 seasons in the NBA. Shout out to him. Duke
Only 8.
graduate. Yeah, only 8. Yeah, only 8. I thought it was be longer than that when I seen that too. So, but
Oh,
he's been in and out too.
dang.
So you know how the NBA is. So,
Hmm.
but he was decent coming in. He was decent coming in.
He was.
Um, Utah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Utah. I know he was with Portland for a little bit
Portland.
too.
Yeah, he was gave some productive minutes over the years. So, um, Melo's son, Kyan, committed to
Man.
Syracuse, play basketball. Number one player in New York. I
Mm-hmm.
think he like top 20, is either top 20 or top 25 overall in his class. So that's big. That's
Hmm.
big for him.
It
Um,
is.
I kind of figured he was leaning, towards Syracuse, especially being the number one player
Hmm.
in New York,
Yeah.
staying in New York. And then just the support system that he have from his parents and everything like that. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it.
Hmm.
I've enjoyed his like development, seeing his development over the years.
Same.
Just the path Mello kept him on, not necessarily like kind of how Gilbert Arenas is doing with his son, keeping him in like those public schools, not necessarily going to a private school or going to like those Oak Hills and
Hmm.
schools like that, actually making a name for where he already at. So it's
Yep.
and that's possible. You know what I'm saying? That's why, back in the days
Hmm.
they used to tell us it's like, why are you switching schools? Like if you're talented, they're gonna come to you. So you don't have to transfer out of your high school just to go somewhere else to play basketball.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, shout out to him. Got any comments on that?
I believe that he was gonna do it. Um, Good for him. I like this new wave of pro athlete sons really making a name for themselves outside of being their dad's sons. Like, we can see back with Scottie Pippen Jr., Kenya Martin Jr., um,
Shador.
Shador Sanders. So it's like, I'm so it's I love that they're capitalizing on the fact of, yeah, I may be my father's son, but I got game too.
Can I throw something controversial in there?
Mm-hmm. Well, except Bronny.
I feel like, but that's what I was gonna bring up. But I feel like that's the critique people be having, and I ain't speaking on parenting or anything like that, but it's just the legacy part of carving out your own legacy. Of course, you want to still keep the last name alive, but also
Hmm.
have your own legacy along the way. I think that's what a lot of the critiques come from when you comparing,
Hmm.
you know, Kyan and Bronny James and stuff like that, because he is making a name. Like the names that you mentioned, those people are making a name for themselves.
Hmm.
Bronny, we haven't really seen Bronny try to separate himself
Yeah.
from LeBron, even though they said that's why they call him Bronny. On those birth certificate, it's still LeBron James Jr.
Yeah, it's I
So
but I blame LeBron for that. Like if we just being real, I blame
yeah,
LeBron for that because I think that LeBron, even though it's obvious he loves his kids, like it's not he's just there for them for their career or their sport. He's there because he loves them. I think that's where LeBron messed up, where someone like Gilbert Arenas, Melo, and all these other like pro athletes, kids who are now also playing basketball or like playing any sport they're doing, is it's like I'm gonna let you be you. And it's like he talks about how Bronny is, like he's not like me, like he don't give a fuck. I would have took this personally. He just come home and play video games. It's like, but still, LeBron, like he can't make a name for yourself because you like right there all the time. All the time. Versus it's like, yeah, people always say, and I can understand it of if I was in LeBron's position, I'd do the same shit too. Like, sure, yeah, use your leverage when you can, but it's also going to be a hindrance too, because it's like everyone forgot about Sharif O'Neal and Zaire Wade,
yeah, that's
and
true.
they tough. I personally really like them as basketball players. Like Zaire is in the African Basketball League.
Yeah,
Sharif, I think he's still in the G
yeah,
League.
yeah. He just got signed to a G League. Man. I forgot which one.
Yeah, and it's like both of them, D Wade and Shaq was like, "Yeah, you my son, but you gonna make it yourself." I'm gonna help, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna encourage you, but I'm gonna push you. It was like LeBron kind of shielded Bronny a lot, versus like it was like Melo's son. He didn't just get on Melo's AAU team; he had to earn it.
Yeah,
And that's what
but
happened. He earned it because he was good. Same thing with Gilbert Arenas' son. He earned it too. But
mhm,
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it
yeah.
there.
I mean, Gilbert said it. He was like when schools, what school was it in California? The Sierra Canyon school.
Mhm.
He was like they was trying to recruit his son. He was like, why? I mean, he's number one where he's at now. Why should I come to your school with more talented players when his numbers is gonna decrease and he
Mhm.
can't really show his full potential over there. He's gonna stay over here where he's at, and that's where he's earned his number one spot. He don't have to. We don't need you,
Mhm.
So yeah, I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
But shout out to all of them, man.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Chris Paul, third player to reach 12,000 assists, NBA history. Yeah, shout out to him. I think
Mhm.
he'll definitely get number two before his career is over.
How far is he from number two?
Not far,
Okay.
not far.
Well then go ahead and get a CP because you're not
He'll
getting number
probably,
one.
honestly speaking, he'll probably get it by the end of this year because it's early. I think we're only
Yeah.
like 15 games in. He's probably, I don't know his average right now. I know it's probably above 8 assists per game,
Mhm.
between 8 and 10 or whatever. Probably more than that. I'm not looking, but um, yeah, he'll definitely get it. I think he's only like, honestly speaking, probably like 100 or something. Like, yeah,
Oh yeah. He
he'll
can get it by the
definitely,
end of the year then. He can get it by the end of the season.
yeah, but yeah, I think he could reach number one. I think CP the way he played,
Assist a season?
no, yeah, for overall all time assists.
Nah.
I think he can.
CP, you can't get number one on that. That John Stockton has that thing locked up, bro. It's
Nah,
that number one spot is locked up.
I,
Like that's
I
about
think other
three
than
thousand more assists he's gonna need. And Chris Paul not playing another 5 years. He's not.
you don't need 5 years.
But he's not going. But he can't average about 20 assists. Like
He can
yeah,
get 1,000 assists in a
in a
season.
season.
Yes, that's only
I wouldn't disagree with that, but it's
bro.
just
He could do it. If he averaged 12 assists, he could do it. That's easy.
in the NBA.
Yes, that's Chris Paul. Yes,
Nah,
yes.
look, okay, he has 12,000 and 12,032 at three. Oh, he's less than 100 behind Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd has 12,091. But let's say he gets to 12,000. Let me do some math real quick. Let me do some math. He gets 12,000. Let's say he gets 12,092. Stockton has 15,806. He would need 3,704 assists.
He could do it.
I don't think he can do it, man. He can get 1,000. He could definitely get 1,000 this season. I say his max is 1,000, like 230 this season. He can definitely get that. But even that, he would still be 2,484 behind Stockton. Chris Paul not playing another. Like if he were to play another 5 years, I'm right there with you that he could get it. But he's not. Like Chris Paul got at max 2 years left at max. It's them.
Uh,
It's just
I can
time.
I can see CP in three. Because CP is playing like he's playing. I think he went to the Spurs for a reason.
Oh yeah, that was
Because
definitely he went for a reason.
it's better.
Absolutely.
That's his tempo. That's his
Mm-hmm.
tempo now.
Mm-hmm.
Like younger CP could have worked out in a younger CP could have worked out in the Warriors
Yeah.
when he went to the Warriors. Like a Hawks now.
I about to say
Like
the Hawks
like
too.
a Charlotte Hornets now with like how LaMelo is playing over there.
Oh,
But
speaking of the Hawks, shout out to Trey Young just signed with Jordan.
oh, shout out! I didn't even see that. Shout out to Trey. But yeah, pop system. I think it works for CP now, even though that's not how most of the NBA is being played.
Yeah.
I mean, it's working right now. Well, I ain't gonna say working because they still got a long ways to go. They still got a lot of pieces, but I mean, they ain't playing contention right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, he'll definitely have he'll have a thousand by the end of the season. I definitely agree with that. But I don't think he's catching Stockton. He needs another few years, and he don't got no few more years.
I don't
It'll be
know.
interesting to see if he
We'll
in the big
see.
three.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. We'll definitely see. What's next? What's next? So inside the NBA, they announced it's going over to ESPN, ABC. Of course, that
Mm-hmm.
falls under Disney. That's next season. So they would include like opening night, Christmas Day, most of the playoffs, as well as NBA Finals. Now, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad about. Um, how you feel about them going over to ESPN?
Hmm. My only thing is ESPN. I don't think is good. Is they're gonna oversee it a lot, and we already know Charles Barkley don't like ESPN. We already know that. So either Charles gonna have to bite his tongue, which more than likely won't happen, or ESPN just gonna have to allow them to be them. So, and I don't see the only person ESPN allowed them to be them was Stephen A. Smith, and I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be the same. I just think that I just don't want ESPN to be a helicopter parent for them.
Yeah,
Of picking over every little thing, readjusting every little thing, because like you said, it's Disney. Disney has a certain image that needs to be portrayed because that's how they operate. So that's all. I just don't want ESPN to just actually too much. So that's all.
yeah,
Just don't butt in too much. You know, they're gonna do what they do, and what they've done has been successful. Just let it be that,
yeah.
But
I want to know if the crew already knew about this information
mhm.
because Charles was gonna correct me if I'm wrong. He was gonna retire before this season, correct? But he
I
said
think so.
he said he was gonna stay another season,
Yeah.
finish this one out, and retire after that.
Hmm.
I think the reason why he said that because they still had the opportunity to work their last year under the contract with
Hmm.
TNT Warner Brothers and everything like that. And but he knew that it was a strong chance that the show would head over to ESPN. Over the
Hmm.
years, man, these niggas been talking crazy about ESPN.
It's true.
They've been talking crazy about ESPN. So I think after this season, Charles is gone. So I don't even think Charles will be on the show next season. So that means someone else on ESPN is going to be on the show to add to that fourth piece. Unless they do like
Yeah.
rotating people on the show or something like that. So, just the conversation that they be having on inside the NBA and just the jokes Charles and Shaq be saying to each other.
Hmm.
A lot of that stuff isn't going to fly on ESPN
It's
because of the
not.
content. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, it's
like you're
not.
saying, I don't want ESPN to come in and just change the feeling of the show. That
Hmm.
what it is now is how we like it. So I already know when it goes to ESPN, it's gonna be different. So I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it going to ESPN, but I'm glad that we can see them on TV throughout the entire um playoffs. But
Yeah.
hopefully, hopefully it go well. So we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see how it
It's
goes.
I'm a hope for the best. It's just uh now that you said something, yeah, I can definitely see Charles Barkley just leaving at the end of this. Like, all right, I stayed my year. All right, I'm out. But
Yeah, I don't really see him standing too much longer after that.
me neither. It's just don't mess it up, ESPN. Just don't mess it up. You got good quality stuff right there. But like you said, a lot of stuff they say is just not gonna fly with them.
Facts.
Ah, Lord have mercy. Can't never have nothing nice.
Facts. Um, so well, let's just talk about the season. Just your thoughts on the season so far this year. Just
Here we go.
any what do you say?
I said, oh, here we go.
Yeah. How you been enjoying the season so far? Any surprises? Any just of course there's some disappointments that we're gonna get into, but just give your thoughts for just on the season right now.
If I can be completely honest, it's been mediocre. It's been a very mediocre season. Um, Respect to the Cavs. You called out that they was gonna have a good season. I said they was gonna be all right. Respect to them. They've been doing well. Same thing with the Orlando Magic. They've been doing very good. Keep it up.
Wow, Paulo.
Yeah, shout out Pablo. Hey, that boy nice. That's all. That's all on Pablo. That boy nice. He need a shirt that say that. But
That boy,
it'll
nice.
it'll sell. I buy it.
Facts.
I really would. Um, it's just been mediocre, man. It's been underwhelming. And I think that a lot of it goes back to that viewership conversation of what's there to look forward to now. Like Karl Towns only be shooting 27 threes, but he do. It's
Wimby should never take 16 threes in a game.
he was playing like it was my career in 2K out there, just doing whatever.
Wimby should
Like,
not be taking 16 threes in a game. Granted, he was 50%
yeah,
through that game, but I don't, I don't want to see that. Like,
nah.
I prefer, listen, if you 7-3, you better be glad I ain't 7-3. You better be glad I'm 6'3". Nigga, like, y'all got all this height, man. Just know,
All of it.
if I had your height, man, just take advantage. I want us to be able to take advantage. Like,
Hmm.
but go ahead, finish. I don't know if you was finished with your.
No, the last thing I'm gonna say is I hope that around Christmas the energy picks up. That's all. That's all I got left.
I hope so too. I agree. Season is mediocre right now. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the teams you're expected to be like top three, top four in the conference is not doing. what they supposed to do.
No.
I know on the flip side, I did Rockets was my sleeper. So
Mhm.
and they're playing well. I think like
They are.
third place right now, fourth place in the
Hmm.
West with a good record, well above
Hmm.
500. So they're playing good that I expected. Warriors is playing well. It's good
Hmm.
to see Hardenstein back for OKC. Um,
He fits them so well, man.
he does. So it was great to see him back. I expected I expected the Cavs to play well this season, but I didn't expect them to start off as great as they did. That was surprising. Um, and then even though they lost against the Celtics, um, they put up a good fight towards the end. So
Hmm.
can see I mean they've been together for like 3 years now,
Yeah.
like the core players. So you eventually, like we've seen these coming in the past, the potential of this team. So I think it's time for them now. Of course, the Celtics still the Celtics. They don't even have KP right now, so just
Yeah.
for him to come back and see how that team will be. Will they eventually jump Cavs for the number one seed, or will the Cavs continue to play how they play?
Hmm.
Will the Celtics be their only challenge in the
Oh
East
yeah.
at this moment? You know what I'm saying? So, um,
And
that's
even though I
all.
don't care for this, oh my bad.
No, no, you go.
Even though I don't really care for this individual, Jordan Poole's been doing better.
Hmm.
I gotta give him credit where credit due. He's been doing better. I think that last season was an adjustment, and I think that he's found his rhythm now. So I got to give credit where credit's due.
Facts. And I forgot to bring this up. Shout out to James Harden,
Yep.
to all-time three-pointer.
Hmm.
He said, man, I'm number one. Steph don't count. He said, Steph don't count, man. I get it though. I get it, man. I get it. That shit ain't fair. That shit ain't
Man,
fair.
Steph is
That's
by
maybe
himself.
that's interesting though, because we always think about uh what records will get broken. LeBron
Hmm.
accomplished the points one. Now that's the question of will someone ever surpass
Hmm.
LeBron? And that will be one that I think that record will last a long time.
Yeah.
Only if people start people start conversating with LeBron about his workout regimen. Like, what do he do
Hmm.
to play at a high level and still stay healthy? Not just avoid serious injuries as he has throughout his whole
Hmm.
career. So, if me personally, I think if Luca will never get a major injury and he plays at least 80% of the NBA season every year, Luca has a great chance to passing LeBron.
He does.
But that's a tough question. The 3-point one, I think that's the way the game is now. However, I do kind of feel like a shift will happen again,
Yeah, I
sooner
agree with
than
that.
later.
I agree.
So Steph one might last a while too. I
Hmm.
don't really see. Of course, you still got Trey Young and people like that, but
Yeah,
Steph is still playing, so we can't
facts.
we can't even have that conversation at this point, and we don't know how long these people career and how great they would be.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's a couple records you look back and be like, I think that's gonna be broken soon. But
Oh yeah, like blocks in a game record, Wimby can get that.
yeah, well, to be fair,
But he has a chance. He has a chance.
to be
That's it.
fair, none of those like in regards to like defensive records. Y'all just lucky they wasn't recording Wilt records back in the day. Y'all just lucky they wasn't recording Wilt records back in the day. So we wouldn't even having discussions about
Oh yeah.
defensive records with
Someone said, "Oh
blocks.
shit, we should write this down." Like after seeing him do it so much.
Right. Like, come on, man. You gotta do better. But outside of that, I think back to like the streaming stuff, of course, I think another issue of the viewing viewership is the injuries that's been happening to major players on these teams. Like the Pelicans pretty much got their whole goddamn starters out,
Yeah.
plus some.
Hmm.
Um, of course, you got Ja out, you got Kevin Durant that's been out, Kawhi Leonard is out, Chet is out, Zion, well, Pelicans, Zion Williams, I think Lonzo is still out.
Yep.
We mentioned KP, Middleton. Who
And
else?
B.
Luca just got out. Luca just got out. Did Maxey come back yet?
Nope.
You got Murray, Aaron
Hmm.
Gordon. Who else? Who
Hmm.
else? I don't think Scotty Barnes is back yet.
Chris, oh, you said Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton. I know Jimmy Butler was out. Um, you got all these. Like who are we watching at this point? It's like
Cam
it's like
Thomas.
it's like the Lakers teams back in the day. Like we don't know who in the starting lineup.
No,
Like like it's
no.
nasty out there, man.
And
It's nasty.
I'll say this, even though there are these injuries affecting these teams, the players who are still there are doing their best. They're doing their best to go out there and still make something happen. But they all know too. It's like right now in Philly, it's if I'm Kelly Oubre, it's like, man, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are here to see me. They're here to see Joel, Maxey, and Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm in Dallas, even if I'm even if I'm Clay, yeah, some people here to see me, but a lot of people here to see Luca.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
then
it's
Kyrie would be second.
and Kyrie would be second, exactly. And then even with like the Clippers, yeah, Harden's here, cool, but people want to come see Kawhi, but he ain't gonna play till March,
If that.
if that. But it's some of these injuries, man. It's just like maybe this
I
is a
mean,
sign.
it's
Maybe
it's
this is a
it's
sign,
something,
Derek.
man. I know they was talking about it on Gil's thing, but just why they think all these injuries are occurring, and they were just talking about their workouts, workout plans back in the day, how they be doing 2 a days.
Hmm.
Now you don't necessarily have practice together as a team anymore. You just pretty much you with your trainer, you by yourself in the gym.
Yep.
You don't necessarily do in-game workouts, 100% effort, somebody guarding you and those types of workouts. So your body, when you actually get in the game, even though you may have the stamina, your body's still not used to the physical aspect of the game and things of that nature. So that's why players is getting hurt more often than you see now. But but I think even though injuries are inevitable, like it happens. That's part of the game.
Yep.
We've seen it less back in the day. But
Yeah.
I think that goes back to when we just talk about the difference in eras of basketball. I
Hmm.
feel like I feel like it's just this a I ain't gonna say I don't know the words for it. I want to say a cover up, like an excuse or anything like that. But when you talk about these injuries, it shows the lack of commitment that they have for the sport of the game. Like
Yeah.
the, I'm not saying you need to be. Everyone needs to have a Kobe mentality. Everyone needs to have a Kevin Garnett mentality or anything like that. But bro, get in the gym and work on your game. Be a better player. Be a better professional basketball player. I don't care about y'all in the club every goddamn weekend or after a game. Like, be a professional
Yep.
basketball player. This is what you're getting paid for. And that's my issue when
Hmm.
it comes to that shit. Like, y'all are showing y'all commitment to the game right now. That's
And
why
it's
y'all
like
getting hurt.
that's a big reason. Like along with that, it's also the fact of I think it was Kenyon Martin Sr. said it. He was like, people are taking games off for small ticky tack things.
Mhm,
It's like, oh, I'm sore. And like who was Shannon Sharp said the best, you can play hurt, you can't play injured.
mhm,
And it's like, you're not building up that toughness and that resiliency. Yeah, like no one's saying go play with a broken arm. But if your arms are sore Or if like, even if you got a bruise on your arm, I can understand from a trainer's perspective why, you may want to like sit out or whatever. But nah, give me one of them arm joints that Steph had on, cover that joint up. I'll ice it
Mm-hmm.
after every time I get subbed in and out. I'll ice it. Cool. I'm gonna keep rocking. But it's I think this is just the time of sports that we in, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna keep going.
it's sad to see. I think for our generation, we're in that time period of if of that second time Jordan retired.
Mm,
I think we're in that period right there. Just what direction we want to take the sport to, but we don't really have an idea at this moment. We
mhm.
don't have nobody else to step in to that role at the moment.
No, no, not at all. Because it's too late for Giannis to be the face of the league. They're not gonna make
Yeah.
Luka the face. Like it's all these other variables. They're still trying to expand the league, but they're more than likely gonna do it. But mm, it's there's just so many arguments for low management, cutting down the seasoning, so many arguments against it, keeping it the same work ethic. It's so much going into it, but like everyone can collectively agree that there's an issue here.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a fact. That is a fact. I don't know. I just hope they figure something out.
Same. Like
Like
I know I don't got all the answers.
yeah, I definitely don't. I definitely don't have the answer. But but you know it's something when a lot of people feel like this. Like and it's not just on social media, it's just the people we talk to in person. And I know for me, people that I've talked to in person, a lot of people feel the same way um about just where the game is going and the numbers show it, why the viewership is going down. Um and another reason, if you want to throw it in there, let's talk about All-Star weekend. So they Adam Silver is announcing a new format for All-Star. I believe is similar to how the Rising Stars game was last year, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken. So it's going to be three All-Star teams, 8 total players on each team, and the other team will be
The Rising
the
Star
Rising
winner.
Star winner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess like a tournament style, maybe I guess single elimination or something like that. So only thing we asked was for effort.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that we asked for was effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all trying this different stuff. You added the in season tournament.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that we asked for was effort.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was, and what a lot of people get flack for is when y'all started putting more emphasis on offense than defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think we went wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of stressing both, when it was
Mm-hmm.
more exciting to shoot that three ball instead of driving to the hole when you got a wide open lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we went wrong. And when blocks and steals and stuff like that don't make top 10 plays and stuff, you know that's where we went wrong. So your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
That's all. I'm with you on that. Just we wanted effort. I want this new playground tournament. I got next style shit. I I do think there still should be a 3-on-3 tournament. I still think that would be pretty cool. Or even not that a 1-on-1 tournament would be pretty cool too. But
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think
really
this
stupid because
I,
when you think about when you think about the numbers, like they went back to the East versus West last year. Okay, it's 8 teams. I mean, 3 teams, 8 people. How are you going to split up between East and West
Mhm.
between the teams, or is it going back to draft where it's just a mixture of everybody again?
Oh, it probably will just be everybody again, realistically. But it doesn't make sense. It
You
doesn't
gonna
make
have
sense.
five guards on one team and two forwards and another team gonna have all bigs and I don't know, man.
I don't know either, dog. I'm just like, all right, let's just see how this go. Like that's really all I got for it this moment.
Only thing we asked for was effort. The only thing we asked for was effort. And that's the issue about sports. That's the issue about life. I think when you talk about just technology itself, and
That's an
and
unfiltered
that's what
brothers
it, and that's
conversation.
facts. I'm gonna get into it, man. It's just you just making things easier in life, man. You got people taking a short route to do stuff, man. Like, come on, man. Like, get in the gym, work on your game, give the effort, and know that, and bro, balling and everything like that. I didn't have a problem with it at first. I still kind of don't have a problem with it. But after you lose and you on a 2-12 team, I don't want to see you on TikTok, bro. You shouldn't be happy. No disrespect, but you shouldn't be happy, bro.
No,
You shouldn't be smiling or anything like that. I don't want to see you on TikTok after you losing. And actually, and we already had this conversation, so we won't go back. But
can't
I
stand
understand
that
y'all got
motherfucker.
your podcasts and shit now, but I don't
Hmm.
want to see PG on his podcast after he
Like
just
right
got
after the
injured.
loss, like yeah, we got
Yeah,
our
like
ass whooped.
man, I didn't want to see that. No, no, give it time, my nigga. Like give it
But
time.
that's the thing, they can't. It has to be immediate because that's the climate that we're in now, media wise. Everything's
Man,
immediate, so
lock,
nothing can last. But
lock in, man. Lock in. Nobody locking in.
no, it's like Paul George. You want to do your podcast and shit, lock in when it's not season time, or do episode at least once a month. You know, once a month, not a problem. I don't think that's a big deal. But oh well, what do I know? What do I fucking know? But uh, I think Adam Silver does a great job of hearing you but not listening.
Yeah,
Like if I can be completely honest, I think Adam Silver does a wonderful job of hearing what the people want, but he don't listen to a damn thing. So,
yep,
mm,
I agree.
well,
How you feel about the MVP race right now?
I'm actually gonna say it's fair. It's fair. It's fair. It's definitely gonna change. Give it another like 4 weeks. It's gonna change again. At the latest, a month. But not it's 4 weeks a month. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Give it a month. Give it 2 months. It's gonna change again. But I like where it's at right now,
yeah,
personally.
yeah. I think it's fair. This was the last one I seen. I don't know if it's updated since then. It come from NBA.com. And one was Jokic, two Tatum, three KD, four SGA, and then five five Anthony Davis.
Mm.
Then of course six they had Steph, seventh Giannis, eight Luca, ninth Donovan Mitchell, and then 10 was LeBron. So um yeah, I think that's a fair list right there.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic's numbers is crazy. I ain't gonna cap. Like every year, I don't think this nigga can do something better, but this nigga is proving me wrong. Like his numbers are ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
when you actually looking at it. And of course, people try to be performative and bring up the Westbrook, but I think in real time, we appreciated Westbrook. Of
Yep.
course, towards the end, you have those other people for clickbait and everything like that say he want to stat pack.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, the way it was impressive then, bro, Jokic shouldn't be averaging these numbers as the center, bro. And
But he's doing it.
his percentages are great. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just
You
don't.
saw his true shooter?
Mm-mm.
That brother's scoring. That brother efficient.
Damn, was it? No, I might have seen it. I might have seen it. But that shit, yeah, his numbers is ridiculous. It just blows my mind how great this nigga is. Like the game is too easy. The game is too easy for Jokic, bro. I don't think people realize that. That's why this nigga be ready to go back and play with his horses and shit. So it's like that nigga just be bored over here.
Uh,
I don't even think he hurt right now. I think he just chilling.
oh no, for real. He show up, he get his triple double, he go home. Like
I
that.
think he's just
And it's
chilling right
crazy to
now.
say that.
I think he's just chilling right now, man. Tatum's playing good. KD at three. I don't mind KD at three.
Yeah, I don't mind him there either.
We can see the impact of him not playing right now with the Suns.
Hmm.
They was number one at one point, but since he's been out, I think they've been like 1-6, 1-7,
Yeah.
or something like that. So you can see
I'll
the
also
impact that
add
he has.
this. I'll also add this. The order may not be what is liked, but the people in it are fair.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
because we can easily rearrange this like three different ways, but everybody is fair to be on this list.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Four SGA, five AD. If you want to rotate those two, I wouldn't even be mad at it. I wouldn't even be mad at it. Is there anybody that's playing out of their mind that needs some recognition?
Not for MVP, but shout out
But
Buddy
yeah,
Hill.
yeah, not for MVP.
Shout out Buddy Hill. Buddy has
Yeah,
been hooping. He been over there going crazy. He he playing like a Harlem Globetrotter.
oh, Buddy Hill. Yeah, Buddy Hill going stupid. Yeah, definitely shout out to Buddy. I think it's just the system that they have over there. You can't deny it. You definitely can't deny when you're actually playing as one, as a team. This is one of the work that they have over there at Warriors. I mean, it's a dynasty organization, so you gotta respect what they got going on over there.
Oh, hey,
Got
look,
Cam
I'm gonna hit you
Thomas.
up. I
You
got
gotta.
another reason to teaching idea because you said dynasty, you jogged my memory, so
Mhm.
I'll mention it back next
Gotcha.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll come back to that. Thomas, got a shot to him.
Yep.
What's my guy name over at LA? Powell.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing well. Um, did we did we already mention Westbrook 200 triple double?
No, we have not. I
Man,
thought we was gonna do
that's
it when it came time for the
yeah.
segment.
We could save we could save it today. But yeah, um, who else? Who else? Not gonna lie. I mean,
Oh, LaMelo.
Lamelo. Yeah, definitely Lamelo. He just did some stupid shit the other
He threw
last
that
night.
joint up, bro, and cash.
You think the coach should have benched him that last three games of that? I forgot who they was playing against, but he lost by like one.
No.
Yeah.
That was one of those where like when we was on my show, we was talking about coaches sometimes trying to prove a point.
Mm,
That was one of those moments where it was like, just want the time to prove that point, bro.
facts. Yeah, you gotta keep your star in there. You gotta
Yeah.
keep your star in there, no matter how bad he's playing. Like that's but that's where stars show up.
Hmm.
Stars show up in those crunch time. So and just to take him out, and it wasn't really no difference in productivity.
Hmm.
Um, out of man during those last 3 minutes of the game. So
Yeah.
he's a rookie head coach,
Hey,
so
coach. He's allowed a few mistakes.
a few. He ain't gonna it ain't gonna happen again. I tell you that though.
No.
I tell you that that was the last time his ass sat Melo on that bench at the end of the
Hmm.
game. Never again. They did this. He's another one that's a track
Hmm.
people like they come to see Melo and what he could do on the basketball court.
Yep.
And and he has potential, but just but how he is as a person,
Hmm.
the NBA won't shed that light on him. You
Nah.
know what I'm saying? So especially after like some of his comments that he just can't help himself when he getting interviewed at the end of the game, man.
Bruh, when he
Um,
first of all, that was a crazy fine. That was a wild fine.
it is. It was. I
But
mean, but we know.
I ain't trying to get us trouble on YouTube.
Nah,
So
we know. We know. We know. Um, Carlos Miller has said something about that too, so I'm gonna watch. He had mentioned something about that, so I'm gonna.
you said who?
Carlos Miller.
Oh,
Yeah, he had mentioned something about that too, so I'm gonna keep an eye on Melo this rest of this season just to see how the team treat him, how the NBA, treat them the rest of the season and everything like that. So we'll
Mhm.
see how it goes. But now you're right. Melo, Cat has been playing good. I ain't gonna lie. Cat has been playing good for
Yeah.
Knicks. I just can't wait for them to actually figure it out. Bridges, I don't know what you're doing right now. Another person that I'm disappointed in, and I feel like he should have been mad, just like Jason Tatum for playing on the bench in the Olympics. Is
Ooh.
Halliburton? Halliburton has been missing this season. He has been missing this season. He has not been making any type of noise.
See,
He
what
was
fucked him up was wearing them dress shoes at media day. That's what fucked it up.
man, he ain't with them snow bunnies. That's what messed him up. That's what
He has
happened.
been acting different. He has
Acting
been
different.
moving
See
different. But
how Mason was saying, you leave those snow bunnies alone. Go to the hood, get a Rakisha,
nah, 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 nah. I'm gonna
Nikita,
go to the library and get Amber
Nika.
or Stacy.
No, toughen up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave them alone. You gotta leave them alone.
Now, why can't he go see like someone like Destiny? Like, there's some nice Destinies out there, like at the library or church.
Yeah, you could go see Destiny from the Bronx.
Halliburton ain't ready for that. He ain't
go
ready for
see
that.
go see Destiny from the Bronx.
Nah, he ain't ready for that.
I don't
He
know
ain't
the
ready for
hoods in
that.
Indiana, so I can't call up no. Well, Bronx is not a hood. Let me not say that. I don't know any places in Indiana, so I can't call out
Oh
any
goodness,
names.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, come down to the South. That's your problem. You've been in the North too much. Come down to the South. See what
Yeah,
we
tell
got
him
to
go to.
offer. Come down and see what we got to
I
offer
said go to
down here.
TSU, go to North Carolina
Yeah.
AT&T. All of that wonderful stuff. Don't go to Bethune Cookman though. Ain't no parking. But
Just to see what we got to offer, man. Um, what else? What else? Oh no, that's pretty much all I got. Anything else happening in the basketball world that we need to cover?
Embiid, bro, Embiid,
Oh
this
yeah,
motherfucker, man,
Embiid.
bro. Did you? Okay, this is what I was gonna bring up. Was he said it's been reported now? He said he's looking for the snitch in the locker room about what happened with the players on the meeting.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, well, we wouldn't have this meeting if you weren't bullshitting.
Nigga, nigga, this all happened because of you.
Come on. It all happened because of you. If you hadn't been, oh, I'm not playing no back to backs. Oh, I'm gonna play for the Olympics, but I'm not playing when the regular season comes. If you had been a real teammate, we wouldn't even have this meeting.
Facts. And even though I'm still not high on the Bucks. The Sixers is what the Bucks it's the what I was thinking the Bucks were. The Sixers are trash right now.
Yeah, the
They
Sixers are
are
absolute
trash, and
garbage.
definitely Embiid is part of that. When you have
Oh
all that,
yeah,
when you have all that controversy before you even step a foot on the court,
for
some of
real.
it, I accept it, but others, you can't as a star player and then someone who is playing in the Olympics, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to come back for the season, bro. You got to be
Hmm.
come back ready to play, and you didn't come back ready to play. And when we seen that they took Kawhi Leonard off the team, I was kind of thinking like, why aren't you off the team? Like
Hmm.
you just came back. You was out that season. You wasn't eligible for MVP. You came back in the playoffs. You were still hurt. Something was going on with your leg. Something going on with your eye. I forgot the diagnosis that you had, but
Hmm.
um, it was a lot going on, bro. And we
It
just wanted
was.
you to get healthy to come back this season, um, as 100%. But you didn't do that. So, and that
Nope.
goes back to the commitment of the of the players when in regards to the sport. Y'all ask for
Hmm.
this, y'all ask for that, and that goes back to I think our issue. No, I ain't gonna bring that up. Let's keep it positive.
Nah, nah,
But
nah.
um, that just goes back to like people. It's just more about the money, the fame for
Hmm.
players rather than the love for the sport and everything like that. That's what I
Yeah.
see out of Embiid. Some other people have said it on other um platforms, like NBA player platforms. but
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I don't know. He just feels selfish, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's not really a team player. Like it's all about Embiid. Like you've been in the league for like what? How long now? Like 10 years plus,
How
like
about
more than that. Like, bro, you've been talking about the process a long time, and
for a brick?
nothing.
They
You haven't. I don't know if you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals yet.
haven't.
So
They
it's like,
haven't.
bro, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And that's where it's like, Joel, you have been the Sixers problem. Like, yeah, we can talk about Ben Simmons all day long, but you're still here.
Hmm.
You still have stake in this. And what effort have you shown? Granted, yeah, he did play hurt in the playoffs. Brother played on one leg and had half a face. We know. But it's like, it just always feels like an excuse with you. It always feels like it's an excuse with you. And you'll be so quick to press somebody else or check somebody else when it's your time to be accountable.
Yeah.
All right.
And my
Like
thing is
y'all 2-11, majority because of you.
2-12.
I'm off of 2-12, majority because of you. Let's be real.
Yeah. And my thing is you can't and I respect the sweat equity that players put in to play basketball and everything like that, but you can't be mad at fans for wanting to see their team win. Like the closest that the 76ers been to winning was 2001.
Yep. That's it.
So you can't be mad at them for critiquing you, being mad at you because they want to see their organization win. Like we not continuing
Mm-hmm.
to pay these tickets and come to these games and we're not winning, bro. You gotta now
Mm-hmm.
players. I know a lot of players understand it, but some players don't be understanding that. Yes,
No.
like we have responsibility. Y'all have responsibility, but nigga, y'all get paid to do
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yep.
Y'all get paid to do this, and we're the sales tickets and everything like that is a part of that salary.
Mm-hmm. And
So we want to see something.
we want to, like, you get paid to play basketball.
Mhm.
That's it.
That's it, bro. So you can't be mad. You can't be mad at people like that, man. But MB got to do better.
No. No, and
Got
it's
to do
like
better.
with things, it's like, okay, it's definitely understandable. Like if you got a rotator cuff injury, okay, of course you can't play. If you got an MCL or ACL, that type of course you can't play. But it's like a lot of Joel's injuries be like, you can't put some ice on that. Like you can't rehab that properly, and pace yourself is oh, it's because it's like they were talking about it on first take, and everyone except the lady who's on there was saying that the snitch was wrong. That's locker room culture. She was like, are we forgetting that we wouldn't be here if Joel was playing? And I
Exactly.
was like, thank you. Thank
That's
you
a
for
solution
saying
to
what I was
everything.
thinking. Like, we would not be here if you was playing. Like damn the snitch, damn the person that talked to the media. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is we would not be here if you were not being selfish.
Yep. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So
Well,
you got just gotta take accountability for yourself. So
mm-hmm. But fuck it. What
fuck
do
it.
I know?
Fuck it. We don't know anything. We don't know anything.
Nah.
But let's go ahead and move on to our last segment, reaching or teaching. So for this one, so before we get into it, shout out to Russell Westbrook. Got his 200 200
Mm-hmm.
triple double. First first NBA player to do it. Westbrook averaged triple double in 3 straight seasons, 4 total. Triple double triple double king. Um but on the Gills Arena podcast show, whatever you want to call it, um, McCants. They was having a discussion of Westbrook and McKenzie said that if you're looking at it, Westbrook is statistically the best point guard of all time. Is he reaching or teaching when he says this?
I'm gonna be honest, it's tough because the argument of statistically, I think is fair because I think sometimes people conflate championships as stats when no, that's not stats, that's accolades. So removing accolades like MVP, finals, all of that stuff. Statistically, I think that that's teaching because what other point guard really was doing what he's done? We really can't, like, the only other person we can say is Oscar Robinson, but
Yeah.
even then, Westbrook passed him. We can't even really say Magic.
Yeah.
Magic's, in my opinion, the greatest point guard ever. But even though, like, I would say if we're including accolades, I'm giving it to Magic. But if we're excluding accolades, I think it's fair to say Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like, but I
first,
can understand if someone
uh,
disagrees. This is one
uh,
of those ones.
facts. So I think he's teaching when he says it. Um, when you look at the stats, I don't know. It's just hard to debate it, especially in his prime. Like
Mm-hmm.
that run is crazy. That Westbrook run was some amazing things to see. And the only reason why I thought to bring this up doing regional teaching because it's like because they really had some great points, and I enjoyed listening to that debate when they was having it. But they also brought up the point of how they don't do it for other positions. They just mainly do it for
Mm-hmm.
the point guard position, but how we grade or rate that one specific position because we
Mm-hmm.
look at the Magics, even though he's an exception because he's 6'9" and everything like that. We look at the Magic, Jason Kidd, and the Steve Nash's, the Chris Pauls as that peer point guard, and then you have people like the Westbrooks and the Derrick Rose, the Gills Arena,
Steph.
Steph. Um, you have those more scoring point guards, so we grade them differently. But it had me thinking, it's like, bro, like, should we should we continue to grade it differently when you talk about peer point guard plus, or should we just bring it all together in regards to overall player at the point guard position?
Mm-hmm.
Because me, I was going through like my top five like point guards. I was like, damn, like I was like, do I even have Russ in my top five? But then I was like, am I being unfair of not
Mm-hmm.
putting Russ in my top five? Even though, like, when you look at the numbers and what he's done for the games outside of accolades, like
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to debate that he don't deserve to be top five, even top three, if
Mm-hmm.
we being
Yep.
honest. You know what I'm saying? Just his
Yep.
ability on the offensive end plus the defensive end. So it's like, yeah, I need to. It's a. I just think the discourse of these conversations need to go in another direction. Like we need to actually be real when we having these conversations, and I don't know, have like a I don't know, have points. Like let's
Mm-hmm.
stick to these points when we rating these players. Like stick to
Yep.
these standards when we rating these players and not mix it up every time we have these debates come up. So I think he's teaching, and me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I may have to move Westbrook in my top five if I
And
didn't have it already.
just these are like my final thoughts on it. Even though I agree he's teaching, I think that what has people disagreeing sometimes besides accolades is the fact that the last few years of Russ's career have not been great. And I think people love to use that as well as what he did with triple doubles against him. Because it's like when he was racking up those triple doubles, it's, oh, he's taking rebounds away from Adams and Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins, and he's hogging the ball. But it's like, well, look what he had to work with. You got Andre Roberson, who can't shoot threes for nothing. Steven Adams, not a scorer. And then even going to look at him in Washington and looking at him in Houston, it's he made do with what he had. Let's stop looking at it as it was just something of Russ just going out there to just do some shit. Like, no, he legit had to do it. He had the energy, the talent, the athleticism, and he went out there and did it. Like, you can't get mad at the brother for playing.
Yeah, it's not like. And when people talk about like stat padding and stuff like that, bro, it's like one, you you never a lot of y'all never even played pro. Yeah, not a lot of y'all haven't even played
No.
collegiate when you talk about that. So you can't say a stat pad. How well one, how can you just stat pad? You gotta allow me to stat pad.
Mm-hmm.
I still even if my teammates tell me you go get every rebound, it's still five other people on that floor that do not want me to get the rebound. So how is it stat pad?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not easy
Yep.
to get these stats. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my final thoughts on it. That is my final thoughts on it. Any other any other thing we need to cover for this episode?
I think that the last thing we didn't touch on a lot, but we could talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
is aspect. Oh,
You breaking up a little bit.
shoot, I'm sorry. Yeah, it said my internet was messing up. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, say what you about to say.
Okay, is this better?
It's a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna save it. Till next time.
No, I did before we do close, I did want to because I brought up like how we should keep the points the same when rating these. I was gonna ask you, how do you rate, what is your criteria when it comes to rating like the greatest player of all time? When it doesn't even have to be basketball, it could be any sport. What is your criteria when you're talking about the greatest player of all time, or just how you rate players?
I think that for me, when I'm looking at the top 10 players of all time, it's a mix of impact, accolades, efficiency, and the time you did it. Like, there's a reason, like, I have Jordan as the GOAT because 6 titles in 8 years is crazy.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And
Can
like,
debate
let's
it.
be real, like,
Yeah, it's
that's
hard to
that's
debate.
crazy.
But that's why
It's hard to
that's why
debate
some
that.
people use that against Bill Russell, even though he run
Mm-hmm.
11 out of 12. It was just the time that he done it in, when it was only
Mm-hmm.
about 8 teams in the NBA at the time.
Yep.
Not really notable bigs beside Wilt at the time, and I think we all know that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know that the Celtics had a better team doing those years than the Lakers. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
eventually we got one, but it was still Celtics still was running that, so we give him that.
Oh yeah. And I personally think that argument, it's like we could use the same argument unfairly for the WNBA. Like the comments was stacked when the WNBA first started. Every other team was okay or decent.
No, that's
So we can make that argument for them too, but no one's gonna make that argument.
no,
But
that's fact. When I first seen it, because it's only because Cheryl mentioned it yesterday. She pretty much said she wasn't drafted. Like that first. where it was only a couple of them that were just like placed on teams
Hmm.
in the WNBA. So I was just when I was looking at it, I was like, how the hell they pitch y'all three on the same team? That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
that's my
it's kind
point.
of like
Like,
if they wasn't drafted, but if we placed Harden, KD, and
mm,
Westbrook on the same team, and they actually like
exactly.
together during that exception. So yeah, I get that. But for me, pretty much kind of similar to what you were saying. Definitely, um, their uh, impact accolades, like you say, efficiency, and but just how long they're how I use like a 5 year minimum, like when it comes to like your prime. Like how long was your prime and how dominant you were how dominant you were in your prime, and then what era did you come in? What era did you were you playing basketball? Um just your skill set and everything of that nature. So when I look at even though because it's like even if like one person had a 7 year prime and another person had like a 5 year prime, was that 7 year more impactful than the 5 year one? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I look at that's why maybe my viewpoints come in because I have Jordan, I have Jordan at one, I have Kobe at two, and I have Bron at three. I think we all know that LeBron's longevity is way greater than any of those first two.
Yeah.
Um, but I just look at the competition, um, your defenders, the era of basketball you play in, just your percentages. Of course, not necessarily the percentages, but well, look at the percentages, but then look at the difficulty of all of your shots. Like Kobe, the difficulties on his shots, and like Steph's shots is like Steph's shots are difficult, and he has good
Yeah.
percentage, so it's hard to
Hmm.
not mention him. So
Same with Dame.
yeah, so you got to
But
look at all of that. So that's how I rate it. So I think it's good to know how people list how they come up with their list and the criteria that they have, because I think that's what people get a lot of misunderstanding come from of these, even though it's all going to be subjective anyway. This is
mhm.
all just for conversation, barbershop talk and everything like that, but I don't know, less hostile, I should say. Like
There
it'll
we
be
go.
less hostile, and it just let your opinions be factual based. Like
Hmm.
even though opinions are opinions, let it be factual based. So
Yeah.
that's all I gotta say to it. Any closing thoughts for this episode?
Nope. I'm good.
Good to go. Yeah. So we appreciate y'all for always supporting us. Continue to listen, continue to watch, tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, support the Unfiltered Brothers podcast, support the Woke podcast. The last one, Unfiltered Brothers, we did spotlight with your boy Aaron right here, for his mental health, as a mental health counselor. So make sure y'all check out that episode, get some good gems from it. If you have any questions, hit bro up, hit us up if you want to be featured on it. What's the latest on the Woke podcast, Aaron?
Ladies on the Woke podcast. Tomorrow, me and my boys, some of my former roommates, will be doing an episode where we're just talking about some of the craziest, funniest, and most outlandish things that happened when we was in undergrad. So it's
Mm,
just gonna be a big roommate conversation.
nice,
Definitely tune in for it because we really gonna have some stories to
nice,
tell.
nice. Definitely gonna check
Also
that out.
coming up, I do. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be funny as hell. Also coming up too, I do have an episode titled "Were We Raised Right," looking at the aspects of how parenting affected the Black community from slavery till now. So a little bit more of a serious conversation, but still gonna be some good stuff from that one too.
Oh, that should be a good one. I'm gonna lock
Mhm.
into it. I'm gonna lock into it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all once again. But with that, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe, and we out here.